Hello, Vamshi. Is it audible? Hello, Vamshi. Hello. Hello, Vamshi. Is it audible? Can you hear me? Can anyone respond?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. What is visible to you guys? Hello.
Paint, sir.
Paint. Okay. So last session, what we have discussed about? In the previous session, we discussed about string concept, right? So what is string? String is nothing but what? Sequence of characters. To handle the character kind of data item in Python programming language, we people are going for the concept of what? Which data type is used by the Python programmer, guys? Hello. Can anyone respond? Hello. Which data type is used by the Python programmer for handling character kind of data item? Do we have character data type in Python programming language? Hello. Can anyone respond? Are you able to hear me or not? Can anyone answer me? Python supports character data type. Is it true or false?
False, sir.
False.
False.
Yeah, super. Super. So to handle character kind of data item, what Python programmers are doing? So what kind of data type is used by Python programmer for handling character kind of data item?
String.
String data type is used by the Python programmer for handling character kind of data item. So whether the data item is having a single character or multiple number of characters. So to handle such kind of character items, we Python programmers or we Python developers are using string data type for handling the data items. So whether the data item is having a single character or multiple number of characters as part of the data item, to handle it, we Python programmers are using what? We people are going for the concept of what? String data type is used. We don't have character data type. Character data type is not supported by Python programming language. So whether the data item is having a single character or multiple number of characters, to handle them, we Python programmers are using what? String data type. So string is one of the fundamental data type available in Python programming language. So already we discussed about the first four types. So first one in the form of integer type, second one in the form of float type, third one in the form of complex, fourth one in the form of boolean, and the last one, which is part of fundamental data type, is what? It's the string data type. So we discussed about string, right? We were in the strings concept. So string string is nothing but what? Sequence of characters. So how strings are represented internally? Now if you observe that, so in C programming language we discussed about what? Strings, right? How strings are represented internally? They are represented in the form of in the arrays or not, character arrays or not. Please respond. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So have you used array?
Yes,
Have
sir.
you heard about array concept or not? What is an array? Array is nothing but what? It's a linear data structure using which we people are organizing the data items in continuous locations of the main memory. The data is organized. Data is organized in continuous locations of the memory. Now, when it is the string concept, so string is nothing but what? Sequence of characters, right? This sequence of characters, they are arranged in continuous locations of the main memory. Is it clear, guys? So we already discussed about strings concept in C programming language. The same thing applies here. Are you able to understand or not? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So now, are you able to see the paint window?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm taking here, S equal to Vamshi. Okay, S equal to Vamshi. S equal to Vamshi. So this Vamshi is what? Sequence of characters, guys. So then when I'm storing this in the form of a string, so how it is represented internally? In the form of an array, right? The characters are stored in continuous locations of the memory. And if you see the array, how this particular sequence of characters are arranged internally in the main memory. So it is available in the form of what? An array. So array. So the first cell is accommodated with B, second cell accommodated with A, third cell accommodated with M, fourth cell accommodated with S, fourth cell accommodated with H, and sixth cell accommodated with what? I. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Array, these are called as what? The numbers which were mentioned below the cells which are associated with. So these 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are called as what? They are called as indexes. Each and every cell of an array is associated with what? Index. So it is already seen in C programming language. The same concept applies here too. So even in Python programming language, then it is the concept of arrays. So each and every cell of an array is associated with what? It is associated with the index. Okay, so when it is C programming language, in C programming language, we have seen only positive indexes. But whereas if you go for Python programming language is going to support negative indexes. So both positive indexes are available, negative indexes are available. So when it starts from left to right, it starts from 0. That's what we have seen in C programming language. The same thing applies here in Python programming language too. But when it is the negative indexes. So if you observe the string is ending with which character, guys? Please respond. String is ended with which character? Hello?
Null character.
I character, right? So that I, which is called as the end of the string. So this particular I is associated with which index, guys? -1. So both positive indexes and negative indexes are supported in Python programming language. So as it is ending with I, this last cell, the last character which is available within the main memory, that particular cell is associated with what? -1. From here, the count goes on towards the left. So the last character is what? Within this Vamshi string, I is considered as the last character, right? So if you observe here, this I is associated with the negative index, which starts from -1. Okay, then the last but one character is associated with what? -2. Then last but two character is associated with what? -3, and then count goes on till it reaches what? Till it reaches the first character of the string. So these are the positive and negative indexes which are seen in Python programming language, guys. So this kind of negative indexing concept is not supported in C programming language. Even in Java programming language, we can't see this kind of negative indexes concept. So I already discussed about indexes. While discussing about indexes, C programming language is going to support only positive indexes. But whereas if you consider the concept of indexes which were related to array concept, so both positive indexes and negative indexes can be seen in other programming language. So other programming language like what? Python is supporting what? Both indexes, both kind of indexes, positive indexes and negative indexes, both are supported in Python programming language. So when I consider positive indexes, when you consider the positive indexes, so it starts from what? 0. Index always starts from what? 0. So when you consider the positive indexes, so the first character will be associated with what? 0. Then the next character is what? So here the next character is what? It is available in the form of A. So this particular character is associated with which kind of index, guys? 1. Then M is associated with what? The positive index called as 2. When it is negative index, M is associated with what? -4. Is it clear, guys? Are you following or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If I want to access, if I want to access an element from the array, means what? So if you consider the elements of this particular array, what are the elements of this array? V, A, M, S, H, I. V, A, M, S, H, I are what? These are the characters which I have stored what? These elements into the main memory, right? So first element in the form of V, second element in the form of A, third element in the form of M, fourth element in the form of S, fifth element in the form of H, sixth element in the form of I. Let us suppose if I want to access A from the array. So what we people have to do? We people have to use the subscript operator. So how subscript is represented, guys? How subscript operator is represented? Please respond. We already discussed about subscript operator in C programming language. So how subscript operator is
Square braces.
square braces. So first of all, you have to specify what? You have to specify the name of the array. So what's the name of the array? The string variable is what? String variable is X here, right? So name of the array will become, hello? Name of the array will become. So what's the name of the string? This particular Vamshi is stored into which variable, guys? S. S is of which type? String type, right? So what's the variable name? Hello.
Yes.
S is the variable name. So array name will also be what?
Yes.
S. So mention the name of the array. So what's the name of the array?
Yes.
S is the name of the array. S followed by subscript operator. Subscript operator. Within the subscript, you have to mention what? Index. So you can mention either positive index or negative index. So suppose if I want to access A from the S. So what I have to access? I have to access this particular A element from the S array. What I have to do? First of all, I have to specify. What I have to specify, guys? Can anyone respond? Hello.
Index.
First of all, you have to specify. What you have to specify? Sorry. S, right? So name of the array is S. So within the subscript, what you have to mention?
Index.
Index. So what, which element has to be accessed, guys?
A.
A has to be accessed. Now, if you see the A is associated with how many number of indexes, guys?
2.
Two indexes. So 1 is the positive index, -5 is the negative index. So by using either of the indexes, I can access a element from the array. Means what? Let us suppose if I am writing -5 here, -5. So which element is accessed here? See here,
A.
A is accessed. Or suppose if I am writing S of 1, S of 1, what it will access?
A.
A. Now my requirement is to access H value, H element from the S array. Can anyone tell me the syntax? So how to access H element from the S array? Can anyone respond? So what's the first thing we have to
Yes.
mention? So we have to mention the name of the
A subscript.
name of what? Name of the array. So string variable. So string variable is S followed by what? Subscript.
Subscript operator.
Within the subscript, what we have to mention? We have to mention
Index.
the index. So which value, which element has to be accessed here? I want to access H, right? So if you observe the H is associated with two indexes. So what are the two indexes, guys? Positive
Four
index is
minus two.
4. Positive index is 4. So S of 4. So when I'm mentioning S of 4, what it will access? It will access H element from the S array. Now, another approach,
Minus
minus
2.
minus. So either we can mention S of 4 or S of -2. So either ways are available. So this kind of support is not coming from the C programming language, guys. C is not supporting positive and negative indexes. C is supporting what? Only one kind of indexes, that is positive indexes. So in other programming languages like Python programming language, so other than C, if you consider a programming language like Python, Python is supporting what? It is supporting two kinds of indexes. Positive indexes are supported, negative indexes are supported. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So from where positive indexes starts and from where negative indexes starts. So if you consider the value of the positive index where it is starting with, so 0 is the minimum value. It starts with 0. So if you consider the minimum index value, so where positive index value, so it starts from 0. So if you consider the minimum in negative index value, it starts from what? -1. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So let us discuss one practical example related to this particular indexes, guys. Go to IDLE, open IDLE. Are you able to see the shell?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So how to open the new file? Click upon file menu. So it pop-ups and list of options. Within the list of options, you click upon what? New file. So it opens an untitled window. So go to untitled window. So are you seeing the untitled window?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So here I can mention s equal to, so strings can be mentioned either as part of the single quotes or double quotes or triple quotes. You can use any combination, guys. So here I'm using what? Single quotes. Okay. So what I'm mentioning? Vamshi. The same example which we have seen in the paint window, the thing can be accessed here. Okay. So s equal to Vamshi. So is it valid syntax? Valid one or not? Hello.
Yes.
Valid one. So I want to access m element from the S array. So how to get m value? So how to get this particular m element from the S array? Please respond. Which element I want to access?
The
Name of the array is what? S.
array.
S followed by what? Subscript. So which is the
Subscript
subscript?
of
Can you tell me?
Two.
index. Yes.
Index.
Index.
So when it is the concept of indexes, we are having two types of indexes here. So either with the help of positive index or with the help of negative index, we can access an element from the array. Now you tell me the positive index for accessing m element from the array. So
Two.
when it is positive index, in positive index starts from
0.
0.
Zero.
So for V, what will be the index? 0. For A,
0.
1. For
1.
M,
2.
2.
Two.
So what I want to access? I want to access m
M.
element from the array. So I will mention 2 here. Okay. So what's the output, guys?
M.
Writing print of s of 2. What will be the output?
M. M.
M will be the output. Now I will write print of s of. So with the help of negative index, I want to access s from the array. Which element? Which element I
S.
want to access? S. I want to access S from the array. So with the help of which kind of index? Negative index or positive
Negative
index?
index.
With the help
Negative
of
index.
negative index, if I want to access S from the array, now you tell me the negative index.
Minus 3.
-3.
-3. Superb. Superb. So with the help of negative index means, so it will become -3. Then close the brace. Then this particular examples are related to what? String. So give some meaningful name, store it in the required path. So I'm storing into CSCP folder of Python, which is located in desktop. So saving into the concerned path. So where I'm storing into Python folder, guys. So you can save as per your requirement. Okay. So I'm storing into the CSCB folder. It is not mandatory to store the file only inside of CSCB, guys. It is left up to your requirement. Okay. So gives a meaningful name. So these examples are related to strings. So I'm giving a meaningful name. String example some 11 dot. What will be the extension?
Py.
Py is the extension. Save the logic. Then what's the next step?
Run the code.
Run the program. So how can we run? So go to run menu, click upon run menu. It shows the run module. Click upon run module. Are you able to see the output?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So is it the output which I am expecting from the, is it the output which I am expecting from the program execution?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
M and S. So they are the valid outputs, right? Then going to the code again. So going back to the code window again. Suppose if I am writing, okay, s of 2 dot upper. So what I have done here, can anyone respond? What I have done? I have used upper function. So this particular upper function is going to convert into to which case, guys? So if the character is available in lowercase, what it does, it converts into uppercase.
Uppercase.
So if it is available in uppercase itself, then it won't make any kind of modifications to the existing character, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So you see the output. So save the logic, guys. Save as. So earlier program is given as string example 11. Now I am changing to 12. String example 12 dot what? Please respond.
PY.
PY.
Py. Save the file. Then go for execution. Run the program. Now you see the output. What it is showing. Are you finding any difference between the previous output? Hello. Are you
Yes.
finding any kind of difference between the previous one and the current one? Are you finding any kind of differences?
Yes, sir.
So in the previous case, so what it has displayed? It displayed the two outputs in lowercase, but when it is the current example, right? So what we have done? So M is displayed in which case, guys? Uppercase. So if your requirement is to convert from one case to another case, that means if you want to convert from lowercase to uppercase, so which particular functionality has to be used by the Python programmer, guys? So which function?
Upper.
Upper function. It is a string handling function. So by using that function, we can convert lowercase character into uppercase character. Now, your intention is to convert an uppercase character into lowercase character. So which function has to be used? Can anyone guess?
Lower.
Lower function can be used. I will give you an example. So go to code window again. Go to code window. So here I am writing. Here I am representing I in uppercase. What I am doing? Are you able to see the code window?
Yes, sir.
So what I have done, I have made modification to the S value. So I is converted into uppercase. Now I want to display it in lowercase. Okay. So which character, guys? Which character I want to display it in lowercase? Can you tell me the requirement? What I'm trying to do now? So I'm trying to convert this I character into a lowercase character. So conversion, case conversion function has to be used. So string handling function like lower function has to be used. So to display the things onto the user screen, onto the output screen, print function has to be used. So what I want to access? I want to access the last element. Okay. So this last element of the array can be accessed either with the help of positive indexes or negative indexes. Any element can be accessed with the help of positive indexes or negative indexes. So here I'm writing, here I'm using negative indexes. So by using negative index, if I want to access I, what should be the index?
-1.
Minus 1 is specified. Then after, so how it is represented, guys? I is represented in which case?
Working.
Uppercase. But what I'm expecting? Output in which case?
Lower.
Lowercase. So in order to do that, so use lower function. Is it clear? Hello. Is it clear or not? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
So save the logic. So example, string example 13. String example 13 dot extension is what? .py. Then run the program. See here what it has shown. I in which case?
Lowercase.
Lowercase. But internally, what it has stored? It has stored the I character in which case? Uppercase or lowercase? Uppercase. But it is converted into lowercase. Is it clear? Hello? Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
So suppose if I am mentioning like this. So are you able to see the print window?
Yes, sir.
So here I am mentioning, here I am writing S of 1000. Are you able to see this one? S of 1000. The last one, S of 1000.
Yes, sir. We can see.
So 1000 is the valid index or invalid one?
Invalid, sir.
Invalid, right? So when I'm trying to access the 1000 index of this particular S array, so when I'm writing this kind of statement, this kind of logic as part of your program, and when I'm executing the program, what it leads to? It leads to an error. But these kind of errors cannot be seen in C programming language, guys. So this can be the sort of invalid index accessibility. So these kind of errors can be seen in Java programming language, can be seen in Python programming language, can be seen in C#.NET, can be seen in VB.NET, in VB.NET sort of programming language. So when you are mentioning an invalid index as part of the subscript operator, and when you mention that kind of logic as part of your program, when you are writing that kind of code in C programming language, in C, you are not going to see any kind of error. So when you execute that kind of logic in C programming language, you won't get any kind of error. So what will be displayed in C programming language, guys? So when you are writing that kind of logic, that means when you are accessing an invalid index, when you are trying to access an invalid index, so that kind of logic when you are mentioning as part of the code, and when you are executing the program in C programming language, it won't give you any kind of error. Then what kind of output can be expected in C programming language? Means garbage value. So what's the value? What will be the result? Garbage value, junk value will be displayed in C programming language. But is it going to be supported in Python programming language, guys? No. So we will be seeing this kind of error: string index out of range. String index out of range. String index out of range in the sense. So what is the valid range, guys? Valid range of this particular string is what? 0 to 5 or not?
Yes, sir.
So 1000, is 1000 available within the valid range?
No, sir.
When it is not available, then this kind of error will be raised. Is it clear? Is the point clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The next topic is related to strings again. So it is called as slice operator. What's the concept, guys?
Slice operator.
Slice operator. Are you able to see the paint window?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So consider the following string, guys. S equal to A to Z is written. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, Z. So A to Z I am mentioning. Okay. So this is called as what? String. So when I'm storing internally, that means when I'm considering, when I'm speaking in terms of the memory allocation, so how it is stored internally. So this particular string is stored in the form of an array or not? Please respond. So what I have written? S equal to A to Z is written. So within the single quote, I have mentioned the value. So A to Z is mentioned. So can I consider it as a sequence of characters or not? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
So totally A to Z is mentioned inside of what? The single quote. So it can be considered as a string. So how strings are stored internally? Strings are stored in the form of arrays, right? So if, when it is the concept of arrays, so when you consider positive indexes, positive index starts from what?
0.
0. So when it is 0, so A's index is what? 0. B's index is 1. C's index is 2. D's index is what? 3. E's index is what? 4. And so on. The Z index will become what?
25.
25. So when I'm considering negative indexes. So what will be the index of Z? When you talk in
Minus
terms
1.
of negative, huh?
Minus 1.
Minus 1. When it is Y,
Minus
minus
2.
2. What about A? Negative index of
Minus
A,
26.
minus
Minus 20.
minus
26.
minus 26 will be the negative index. So we will speak in terms of slices, guys. So what do you mean by slice? Slice is nothing but it is part of the string, guys. A part of the string in Python is called as a slice. So how slice operator looks like? So if you look into the representation of the slice operator, so slice operator is represented with the help of what? Within the subscript, we were mentioning what? What we were mentioning?
colon.
Colon is mentioned. So before colon, what kind of value has to be mentioned? After colon, what sort of value has to be mentioned here? So we have here we have to mention the indexes. What we have to mention?
Index.
Before and after, what we have to mention? We have to mention indexes, guys. So the index which we mentioned before the colon operator is called as begin index, and the index, the value which we mention after the colon operator, it is called as what? Index. So what we are going to mention? We are going to mention an integer value. Integer values are mentioned here. So when it is slice operator, so how slice operator looks like? So within the subscript, what we are mentioning? We were mentioning beginning index followed by colon operator followed by what? Ending index. So this is the syntax of how slice operator looks like. So what we are mentioning, guys? We were mentioning the subscript. Within the subscript, the first part is what? Beginning index. Then colon operator is used. Then ending index is mentioned. Okay. Suppose if I am writing like this, print s of. So within the subscript, what I have mentioned here? See the guys. See here. Are you able to see the indexes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So before colon operator, what we have mentioned?
Begin
0.
Before colon operator, what we have mentioned? So begin index is mentioned. So what's the begin index?
0.
0.
0.
After colon operator, what I have mentioned?
And then
Ending, ending,
index.
ending index. So when I'm displaying, that means what's the need of slice, guys? The part of the string. Now, if I want to display part of the string from the given string, so here I can use what? Slice operator. By using slice operator, I can print, I can consider a part of the string. So part of the string in Python is called as what? Slice. So what do I need? I need part of the string starting from A to E here. So what's my requirement? I need starting from A to E, guys. Okay. So up to what extent, guys? Up to E. I need from A up to E is required. Okay. So consider, okay. So up to this part. Starting from A to E is required. This part is required. Okay. So to get this part, so in A to Z, so what do I require? Do I require the whole string? Hello.
No.
So what do
Yes.
I need? I need from A to E. It is part of the string or not? So this substring is needed for us. This substring is needed for us, so which is called as the slice. So to get this part of the string from the given string, here we can use what? Slice operator. By using slice operator, we can get what? Part of the string from the given string. So what do I need? What do I need? I need from A to E. So this part of the string is needed. I want to display A to E onto the output screen. So to get that kind of string, so to get part of string from the given string, here I can use what? Slice operator. So are you understanding? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
as I want to display A to E onto the user screen. So first of all, for printing something onto the screen, print function can be used. So within the circular braces, what I'm mentioning here, so S has to be mentioned because array is available in which variable, guys? S variable. S is array variable, right? It is the string variable, guys. So mention the string variable. So S is mentioned within the subscript. What I have to mention? The beginning index and ending index has to be displayed. Beginning index is what? So I should, the part of the string which I need is starting from 0th index, right? You mentioned.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about E? E's index is what?
4.
What is E's index?
4.
4. So here I have to mention 4 plus 1. Okay. So when I mention 5 here, when I mention the end index as 5 here, so up to which index value it will display? Up to which particular index it will consider? It will consider up to 4. So the value which we mentioned here, that -1 will be considered. So up to that index, so the part of the string is considered. So starts from 0 and 5 minus 1 is what?
4.
5 minus 1 is what?
4.
4. So what it displays? What's the output of this particular program, guys? So print of s of 0, 5. So when I'm writing this kind of statement as part of the logic, so what it will display? A, B, C, D, E is the output. Suppose if I'm expecting N to R, so this output is required, guys. Is it clear what I am expecting? So N to R. So this particular part of the string is required onto the output screen. So starting from N to R, I need it onto the output screen. Now, if you see here, so to get this part of the string, so what I can do? So Python programmer can use slice operator to get part of the string. So slice is nothing but what? Part of the string or not? So to get that part of the string, we were using what? Slice operator here. So with the help of slice operator, I can get this particular part of the string, right? So now if you see here, what's the starting index? So from where I have to start with? So part of the index, right? So where it is starting with? So the starting index. Here I can consider 13 as the starting index or not. Please just
Yes, sir.
so to access it, so can you tell me the syntax? So print function has to be used because I want to display this part of the string onto the user screen. So to print it, I am using print function. Then slice operator has to be used or not. So what's the name of the array?
Yes.
Yes.
Same.
So slice operator has to be used. Okay. Then colon should be used. So before colon, what we have to mention?
Begin index.
Begin index. So what will be the beginning index, guys?
13.
13. 13 is the beginning index. Now, what will be the end index?
17, sir.
17.
18.
Suppose if I am writing 17 here, so what it will end with? It will end with what? Q. Up to Q is considered, but I have to consider up to R, right? So 17 plus 1 will become what?
18.
18. So if I am mentioning 19 here, so up to what extent it will consider?
Yes.
-1. So if I am mentioning 19 here, so -1 will is what? 18. So it consider up to S character. So N to S will be displayed upon the output screen. So what's the result, guys? Result of the statement. Result
NOPQR.
NOPQR. Can I expect S, guys?
No. Sir.
No. So when we are mentioning ending index, guys, so it considers -1. So that value 18 is considered 18 minus 1. So 13 to 18 minus 1 is considered. So 13 to 18 minus 1 is what? 13 to 17. So it displays all the elements which are existing between the index range of 13 to 17. So NOPQR. So this data is displayed. So it is part of the string or not? Please respond. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So are you understanding? Are you following or not? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I'm taking a new paint window, guys. So are you able to see the paint window?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when I'm writing S equal to, you consider the same example, guys. So A to Z, okay? So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, X, Y, Z. Okay, you consider the string. So 0, 1, 2, 3. You consider the indexes, positive indexes. Suppose if I am writing like this. So S of. So here if I am not mentioning the, here I am not mentioning the beginning index.